Welcome to Smart Move, helping seniors downsize with confidence. My name is Randy Cochran, and I am the National Director of Growth and Development for Equity Real Estate. We're a real estate company that's growing nationwide, and we're excited to share this information with you today. The reason why we're sharing the information about helping seniors downsize is it's one of the largest markets that's emerging right now over the next 3 to 7 years. One of the things that we always talk about in our trainings is having multiple pillars or streams of income for your business, and this can definitely be one of those. As we jump into today's webinar, make sure that you have a pen and notepad close by. You're also going to be able to type your questions in the chat or question section, and we are going to get rocking and rolling here today. The reason why seniors are such an important part of our real estate industry is because of the baby boomers that are now 60 years and older. And navigating a move later in life can be a very sensitive and complex process for your senior clients. As an agent, your role goes far beyond just listing a home. You're a trusted advisor, you're an advocate, and often a steady hand during an emotional transaction. And as you start to work with seniors, they definitely go at a much slower pace than we go. And what that means is, as you're working with these senior clients, you're going to need to have patience. And depending on your personality type as a real estate agent, that may be something that you might have to work on, because sometimes the pace that we go at as agents is much faster than the pace that our seniors go at. So keep that in mind as we go through today's webinar. And we just want to really introduce what working with seniors really means for you and your business. As the senior population continues to grow, agents must be equipped with the knowledge, empathy, and tools to help older adults transition to homes that better suit their current and future needs. Whether you're new to working with seniors or seeking to sharpen your skills, this webinar and our ebook, which becomes a guide for your business, is going to empower you to make a genuine impact. Let's dive into understanding this valuable demographic and how you can better serve them with confidence and care. When we look at this senior market, we want to make sure that you understand what's happening in the industry and in the country when it comes to seniors. The senior housing market is rapidly expanding at a much faster pace than any other market segment for real estate. And according to census projections, by 2030, 1 in 5 Americans will now be 65 and older. Many are choosing to downsize due to lifestyle changes, financial considerations, and health needs. And some of the common reasons that seniors choose to relocate include health or mobility changes, loss of a spouse, proximity to family, or reduced maintenance responsibilities. However, downsizing just isn't logistical, it's deeply emotional. And your role as a real estate professional is to guide them through these decisions with empathy and clarity. We just helped a senior not too long ago move from Salt Lake City, Utah, and relocate to St. George, Utah. And one of the reasons was because of the climate. Salt Lake City gets very cold during the winter times, and St. George is in southern Utah, and it has a much warmer climate year round. And just for that senior and their physical condition and the arthritis and some of the things that they were going through, it just made a lot more sense, even though they didn't have family close by, from a comfort standpoint, for them to make that move. And again, your role as that professional is to help guide them through the process, whether it's listing and selling their home or helping them buy another home for single level living, for example. Now, communication and empathy is critical, and effective communication is the foundation of trust, especially with senior clients. Listening patiently, explaining clearly, and respecting their pace is vital. That's one of the things that I mentioned at the very beginning of the webinar is seniors go at a much different pace than a lot of us go at. You're going to want to avoid jargon, use written follow-ups, and be very, very mindful not to rush decisions. And you have to remember that a lot of the senior clients who we're working with they are not technologically advanced. They're not on computers, they're not on email. And so a lot of things that we have to do have to be in person, and they have to be very clear. There has to be clarity in your transactions. Also, family members are going to oftentimes play a significant role in the decision-making process. Whether it's an adult child or a caregiver, engaging them respectfully and transparently fosters cooperation and reduces confusion. I'll never forget that we had found a property that was actually a vacant home. It was being maintained, and it had been on the market and expired. And when we were following up, we learned very quickly that the property owner had moved into an assisted living facility. And we were able to get the phone number for the assisted living facility. And when we contacted them, we were able to get the property owner on the phone. But as soon as we got them on the phone, that property owner said, you know what? I need you to talk to my daughter. My daughter is the one that's in charge of everything that's going on. And we are definitely still interested in selling the property, but you have to talk with her. And so we were able to get the daughter's phone number, communicate with them. It ended up being a long distance transaction, but it was a very successful transaction because of all the communication that took place between all parties. And sometimes the secret to making lots of money in real estate is finding people that nobody can find. You also need to be mindful of cultural sensitivity. You need to avoid ageist assumptions. Seniors value independence and dignity and honor that in every single conversation. Importantly, listen for non-housing needs. There's things that come into play like health concerns, transportation needs, or lifestyle preferences. Again, we helped a senior transition from her property because she was in a split entry home. And when we asked her why she wanted to downsize and move, her response was, I can't go up and down these stairs anymore. I want to move to a mobile home park that's by my bus stop. I can't drive anymore, and I just need to be able to get to the grocery store, and I need something that's maintained, and a mobile home is the perfect size for me. So again, these transportation needs or lifestyle preferences become crucial for your clients. Now, the downsizing journey from overwhelmed to empowered can look like this. And you have to remember that downsizing for our senior clients can be absolutely overwhelming, especially if they've lived in the property for a long period of time. They've raised their kids there, their grandkids, their pets, and the home is where the heart is. And oftentimes downsizing is more of an emotional transaction than absolutely anything else in the real estate process. A compassionate step-by-step approach can ease this journey with your clients. And we're going to give you the roadmap today. And oftentimes with this roadmap and with your clients, you need to be communicating with them and putting the process in motion. And sometimes these transactions do not happen quickly. Sometimes these transactions are planned out over a 6 to 12 or 18-month period of time. Because if a property owner's lived in a property for 30 or 40 or 50 years, they have a lot of stuff. They need to declutter. And you need to encourage your clients to start early in the process and go one room at a time. Don't try and eat an elephant all in one bite. Take bites out of that elephant, and that bite is one room at a time. You can also recommend local organizers or senior move managers or estate sale companies to help with that, which that actually is a benefit for you because when you're networking with these senior move managers and local organizers and estate sale companies, you have to remember that they're working with lots of clients that are reaching out to them that don't have real estate agents. And that gives you an opportunity to refer back and forth to each other as your power team and referral partners. Also, evaluate the lifestyle needs. You need to discuss current health issues, possibly hobbies, and how they envision their daily life in their new home. And then choosing the right home. And this is the biggest challenge. Is it going to be single level? Is it going to have minimal stairs and proximity to family and services? Doctors, for example, physical therapy. Oftentimes, those are the top priorities. Grocery stores, and nowadays with transportation. Actually, for seniors, it's become easier than ever before with rideshare apps. And it's amazing how many of our seniors are more mobile now than they've ever been before. But of course, there's a cost that comes with that. Also, you support professionals, your estate planners, your tax advisors, your CPA. These senior focused movers and financial advisors can offer critical help and information. Oftentimes, if a property owner's lived in a property for a period of time, there could be, depending on the state or their tax situation, there could be a capital gains involved. They may have moved from a property that was their trophy home, and they may have moved into an income property that they own that's a little bit smaller, and they've sold that trophy home and they're living there for a period of time, and then they're going to make another move. Sometimes these moves are in two, three, or four steps. And so make sure that you're just communicating and offering all of those different options that your power team really helps your clients with. Now, as your clients are going through this journey, when you start to search for homes for seniors, what that means is finding the right home really understands what makes a space senior friendly or what that looks like, especially if maybe they have a walker or a wheelchair, or they need uh, some accessibility to a tub or a shower or things like that. So think about the step-free entrances, extra wide doorways if they have those walkers or wheelchairs. We're also looking at grab bars in bathrooms, and oftentimes, those stair rails, and then low maintenance landscaping. A lot of times, the last thing that a senior wants to do is yard care. I'll never forget my grandfather, the home that he lived in. It was a Rambler Ranch style home, and the main living area, the kitchen, the family room, the bathrooms, and there was two bedrooms on that main floor. He could really navigate that very, very well, but because it was an older home, it had very narrow doorways, which made it really difficult for him. Also, because it did have a basement and it had a staircase that kind of wound around, they actually ended up putting an assisted electric chair from the second level, from the main level down into the basement, so that he could access the additional family room and the storage and the laundry room in the basement. So it became very easy for him to go get in the electric chair in the stairwell, buckle himself in, turn it on, and it would take him down into the basement living area and then back up. And so, of course, there was an expense and a cost to that, but at the time it made more sense than making that move to that final single level assisted living. Now, some clients prefer virtual tours due to mobility constraints. And again, because of technology and the inability for some of our senior clients to get on technology, this is where you might have to just go get with them face to face, open up your laptop, take a bigger screen with you, or a USB cable, or a longer cable that you can plug into their television set in the back, and change the AV, and really give your seniors a look at what the home might really look like. And of course, high quality photos work great, but videos, walkthroughs are even better. And you could even do live video calls. And what's so awesome right now about our seniors too is how a lot of them have embraced technology with the cell phones. I was recently on a trip with my family, and my parents were FaceTiming my niece and their grandson pretty much the whole trip every day for a period of time. And what a great way to interact with everybody. Financing is also unique. A lot of seniors are on fixed incomes, and they may be retired. A lot of times, and this is kind of a really interesting statistic right now, are seniors that are in the market. Over 70% of them actually own their properties free and clear right now, which means that they have a lot of equity. So what that equals is that equals a massive down payment, or they're able to pay cash for a property and not have a mortgage loan. Oftentimes, too, we're seeing where families are. purchasing properties that have what they're calling granny pads or grandpa pads or mother-in-law apartments in them. And that's a great way to support our seniors while offsetting costs. Also, a lot of our seniors may qualify for reverse mortgages on their properties, and you just want to be communicating with your mortgage brokers on that as well. But you want to definitely educate yourself on how all those programs work, what the affordability looks like, and the guide that way you can guide your clients wisely. And I believe here in the future, because of affordability, we've seen first-time homebuyer grants and programs for a long period of time. I actually wouldn't be shocked or surprised if we start to see more senior grants available through mortgage programs, through the states, and through local cities and communities that might be out there. When you think about your marketing strategies for senior clients, there's a few different ways to do that. And it's going to be a little bit different than the way that we try and start to attract other clients. Because again, a lot of our seniors are not on social media. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using mail. And believe it or not, direct mail to a US mailbox is right now becoming more effective than digital. And the reason why is everybody's completely burned out and just tired of getting exposed on digitally on every platform. And and so mail's making a huge dramatic impact on our real estate business. Of course, there's a little bit more cost to that, but if it's more effective, even if the cost is higher, that's better for us. And when you are thinking about your clients, start by creating valuable content in a newsletter, blog posts, short videos, offer advice on downsizing, how to organize or how to declutter a home. And then also you want to start talking about choosing the right retirement communities that are 55 and older. Focus on education rather than promotion. The goal is to become that trusted source of insights. Also, host in-person or virtual seminars on topics like downsizing made simple or understanding reverse mortgages, and bring in your mortgage broker that specializes in that to help you. You can also work closely with your CPAs and tax advisors, as we mentioned before, and have them come to those events as well as your home inspectors. Because if somebody's selling and buying another property, they want to make sure the home that they're buying isn't going to give them a lot of issues while they're. These events establish your credibility while offering real value to your attendees, and they often result in strong leads through word of mouth. You can also go out to the senior living centers, introduce yourself, and say, I know that you may have seniors that are inquiring about coming to your center at some point in time. If they have a property that needs to be sold, I would like to be that trusted advisor. And as I'm going out and I'm marketing and I'm finding seniors as well, would it be okay if I referred those seniors to you? And again, it creates that win-win relationship. Also, building meaningful relationships with key community partners. We talked about senior centers, also medical clinics, churches, and church groups, caregiver services, Meals on Wheels. Those are great places to network and establish trust and offer those co-branded workshops or resource guides with these allies. And also, when you're doing these newsletters and they become your preferred service providers, list your preferred service providers and always try and list two or three. Just don't list one. Give your clients an option. Let them call and interview multiple companies or multiple people to make sure that they're the right fit. Remember, as real estate agents, we always want to be the source of the information, never the source. Now, also, as I mentioned before, because our seniors are going at a slower pace, these transactions take a little bit longer, and you have to have more patience. You oftentimes are going to go out and you're going to do some marketing, you're going to do an event, and not a lot is going to come from it. And because part of it, that takes time. I look at my parents right now. My father's 80 years old, my mother's 78. They have stairs in their home. Their home is definitely way too big for them. And we're in the process of going through this right now with them. And because they bought their home brand new from one of our home builders that we worked with in the 90s, their home's just out of date and it just is tired and it needs some maintenance. And so we just re-roofed the property. We're fixing all the fencing. We're going through and we're replacing all the carpeting. We're painting. We're doing some things that are going to add value to the home without a major update. And then whoever buys the home and they want to come in and they want to change the kitchen and they want to change the bathrooms, they can do all those things and the light fixtures, but everything from there forward will be good to go. And you always want to make sure that when you're talking with your clients about getting their home ready to sell, that they're not overspending on things that aren't going to make a big difference in the resale price, because you want to help your clients keep as much money in their pocket as possible to help them make their transition. Now, we talk about building meaningful relationship with key community partners and the senior centers. Another marketing strategy for your senior clients is getting the certified HOA specialist designation. This is what's called the CHS. And the reason why we're strongly encouraging all the real estate agents that we work with in our company and all of the agents that we communicate with is having that certified HOA specialist designation is going to do a couple things for you. One, it's going to separate you from all the other agents in the market. Why HOAs? Well, every time you say the word HOA, everybody always automatically defaults to, I hate HOAs, right? Or if you live in an HOA, you're like, yeah, every time I do anything, I get a fine. So HOAs are here to stay. They're not going away. You might as well embrace them and become an HOA advocate. And here's why. Right now, there's over 375,000 HOAs in the US. A new HOA is created. Sorry, I'm going to correct that. There are 11 HOAs created every single day in the US. So you have HOAs that are emerging every day, but also homes that are in HOAs sell faster than homes outside of HOAs. And also homes inside an HOA on average sell for 5 to 6% more money. So what that means is if you're listing a home in an HOA and selling it, when you go on your appointment and you meet with your senior client, you're going to have a competitive edge because you can say, I'm an HOA certified specialist. Your home is in an HOA. I can help you sell it faster and for more money. If you're representing a buyer that's buying in an HOA, you can say to them, I'm a certified HOA specialist. I am trained to help you purchase a property that's in an HOA, because we know that more than likely, if it's a 55 and older community or it's a newer community, single level living, it's going to have an HOA. And most seniors, believe it or not, want to have an HOA because they don't want to be mowing lawns, trimming trees, pushing snow. They want other people doing that. And that's a huge benefit for an HOA. And so, what this does is becoming a certified HOA specialist reinforces your credibility, and it's going to again give you that competitive edge. And if you understand the complexities of these communities, you can now advocate effectively on your client's behalf. On the screen right now, if you pull out your cell phone, you can scan that QR code. On that QR code, and we'll also include this in the email that we're sending out to everybody that registered today, we're going to get you a copy of an ebook that's going to be your guide moving forward for your senior clients. When you scan that QR code, if you want to become a certified HOA specialist, you can save $100 off that designation because of our relationship with Equity and HOA.com. The discount code is Equity, but you have to type it all out in capital letters. And again, this is another marketing strategy for you, but it's also another pillar of income. In addition to the HOA certified specialist, we highly recommend that you go get your senior real estate specialist designation through the National Association of Realtors. This designation is going to be able to, again, separate you from all the other agents. It's going to give you access to the member database. It's going to give you access to the members only section of the website. You get marketing materials, a quarterly newsletter, marketing letters, and scripts and contacts, or scripts and concepts for contacting your clients over the age of 50. And because some of these transactions take time, even though these senior uh, communities are 55 and older, your target audience is now 50 and older, which makes me part of that audience. And so you can earn the designation through the National Association of Realtors. You do have to take the course online, or you can take it in a classroom. You have to pass the exam, and then you have to make sure that you're in good standing with the National Association of Realtors or a cooperating association, and then be in good standing with the SRES council. There's no application form. And of course, there's an investment in your business, but this is a great way to continue to earn while you learn. And you can take advantage of that. You'll just go to the National Association of Realtors website and register online or take that live course in your local market. I'm actually working on this designation myself right now. I feel it's that important that I need to have it as well. Even though I'm not really in production, but my team is, I'm still talking with seniors every day, and I want to be able to communicate with them and provide the highest level of service possible as a trusted advisor and a senior advocate. This is a case study that was done. Mary and Joe, 74 and 78, after 30 years in their family home, Mary and Joe were nervous about downsizing. They feared giving up their independence. Their agent introduced them to a 55 and older condo community with support services and social activities. With gentle guidance and realistic timeline, they made the move and couldn't be happier. The lesson from this is seniors need more than homes. They need connection, they need convenience, and they need confidence. Mistakes to avoid is don't assume urgency. Some seniors need time to make emotionally heavy decisions, and pushiness can create distrust, but other times seniors do need to make a fast move, especially if something's happened in the home. Maybe they had a fall, or maybe they have a medical condition where they just can't go up and down those stairs anymore. They can't get in and out of the bathtub, and they need that accessible shower. Oftentimes, too, it can be that the kitchen countertops and the sink are just simply too high, and they just can't reach them any longer. They can't get in the cupboards. So we just need to meet our clients where they're at and then help them as many ways as possible. Now, for a lot of you that are joining us in the webinar today, or you're watching this replay on our YouTube channel, you may or may not know who Equity Real Estate is. And Equity Real Estate, we're a set fee brokerage. And so what that means is our set fee model empowers you as the agent to serve your clients, especially seniors, with the compassion and not commission pressure. And because we're a set fee company, you know what your fixed costs are going to be, uh, and what that set fee is, which means that you keep more of your commissions because there's no splits. It's just predictable flat set fees. Also, that allows you to serve your clients better because now you can focus on guidance and not aggressive sales because you're keeping more of your compensation. And then you can still provide that full support because our company, even though we're a set fee company, we are a full service brokerage. So we provide all of our agents with tools, training, and trust without the micromanagement that a lot of companies put pressure on agents for. You can do whatever you want with your business. It's your business, your way. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself because equity is backing you every step of the way. Just like we help seniors downsize with confidence, equity helps our agents grow with purpose. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their day today to learn more about working with our senior clients. They are, again, a crucial part of our business. They are the fastest and biggest growing market segment for the next 3 to 7 years, which, based on where you're at in your real estate career, could be another pillar of income for a long period of time, or it could be that pillar of income for yourself as you decide to sunset and retire your business as well. If you have questions, if you need help, it doesn't matter if you're with Equity Real Estate or not. You can call me direct 801-573-4935. You can send me an email, randy@equity-usa.net, or you can scan that QR code on the screen and schedule a 15-minute phone call with me, a 30-minute web meeting, or a 1 hour web meeting. And whatever your question is, whatever you need help with, we will help you. We just want to see our real estate agents across the country level up their professionalism, increase their skill set, and be absolutely as successful as possible. It's always about serving, it's never about selling. So thanks again for joining us today. Everybody be safe, be powerful, be productive, and we'll see you in another webinar. Have a great day.